Alright, so let's talk about this. There's a whistleblower with information about Tulsi Gabbard. The kind of information that has a fucking case number with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. The kind that lawyers are threatening to drag before Congress. And for 8 months, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence has been playing bureaucratic keep away, refusing to provide the security guidance this whistleblower needs to get this information before Congress. What should take weeks has been stalled for nearly a year. This isn't incompetence, this is a cover-up. If you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Matt Balla channel. Now let's get into it. Let me tell you what we know. There is an active whistleblower complaint against Tulsi Gabbard registered with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. It's not speculation. It's a documented complaint sitting in the system while the people whose job it is to process these things suddenly forgot how to do their fucking jobs. This complaint was filed through proper channels. A whistleblower, someone inside the intelligence community with access to classified information, saw something involving Gabbard that was serious enough to trigger the formal complaint process. And now that complaint is stuck in bureaucratic quicksand because the Office of the Director of National Intelligence has decided transparency is optional. As you can see in this post, a U.S. intelligence official has alleged wrongdoing by Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard in a whistleblower complaint that is so highly classified it has sparked months of wrangling over how to share it with Congress, according to U.S. officials and others familiar with the matter. The filing of the complaint has prompted a continuing behind-the-scenes struggle about how to assess and handle it, with the whistleblower's lawyer accusing Gabbard of stonewalling the complaint. The complaint is said to be locked in a safe. Disclosure of its contents could cause grave damage to national security. It also implicates another federal agency beyond Gabbard's and raises potential claims of executive privilege that may involve the White House. The complaint was filed last May with the Intelligence Community's Inspector General, according to a November letter that the whistleblower's lawyer addressed to Gabbard. The letter, which was reviewed by the Wall Street Journal, accused Gabbard's office of hindering the dissemination of the complaint to lawmakers by failing to provide necessary security guidance on how to do so. So here's what's supposed to happen. If the ICIG finds a complaint credible and determines it involves urgent concern, there is a mandatory timeline. The ICIG has 14 days to make that determination and forward it to the DNI, which is Tulsi Gabbard. The DNI then has 7 days to send it to the House and Senate Intelligence Committees. Weeks, not months, not nearly a fucking year, weeks. But the ODNI is playing games. They're arguing that a previous acting ICIG didn't classify this as meeting the urgent concern standard, so they claim there's no obligation to rush. That's bureaucratic bullshit, designed to protect Gabbard while leaving this whistleblower in limbo. Now here's where it gets interesting. The whistleblower's lawyer isn't fucking around. They've made it clear if the ODNI keeps stalling, they're taking this directly to Congress. And the fact that lawyers representing this whistleblower feel the need to threaten congressional intervention tells you everything about how broken this process has become. Their attorney writes to Tulsi Gabbard that on June 26, 2025, in response to the ICIG's correspondence, a copy of which is included as enclosure, our client requested your office's direction on how to contact congressional intelligence committees consistent with appropriate security practices. As you are well aware, our client's disclosure directly impacts our national security and the American people. They've delayed this for so long. This means that our client's complete whistleblower disclosure must be transmitted to Congress. Soon after being retained and by correspondence dated November 21st, 2025, we provided you with notice of our intent to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committees and restated our client's request for direction in doing so. Earlier this evening, we learned that your office has provided the ICIG with guidance on contacting the Congressional Intelligence Committees. But to date, your office has provided us with zero guidance, despite our earlier requests. Consistent with the law, we are providing you with formal notice that should your office fail to provide us with security guidance on contacting the Congressional Intelligence Committees by Friday, February 6th, that on Monday, February 9th, I, as counsel, will contact the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence and the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence to provide them an unclassified briefing on Ms. Gabbard's conduct and the underlying intelligence concerns. See, even if ODNI successfully argues that this isn't an urgent concern, even if they dodge that statutory deadline, the law still allows the whistleblower to contact the intelligence committees directly. But here's the catch. Before they can do that, they need security guidance from Tulsi Gabbard on how to handle classified information. They need instructions on what can be disclosed, how it can be disclosed, and what protections exist. That guidance request was submitted on June 6th of last year. June. They followed up on November 21st. And as of February 3rd, 8 months later, they've received zero guidance. Nothing. Meanwhile, Tulsi Gabbard reportedly provided guidance to the Inspector General. So she can communicate with her own Inspector General, but she can't give instructions to the whistleblower or their legal team? That is active obstruction. They are deliberately keeping this person gagged while they figure out how to bury whatever the fuck Gabbard did. When the ODNI claims they never classified this as a credible urgent concern, they're exploiting a loophole. If it's urgent and credible, Congress gets it in weeks. But if it's not classified that way, suddenly there's no clear timelines. That ambiguity is the weapon that they are using. The law doesn't spell out exact deadlines for providing that security guidance, which means Tulsi Gabbard can drag her feet indefinitely while hiding behind process concerns and interagency coordination. Now here's the fucking kicker. We don't know when Tulsi Gabbard actually started working on those internal clearances. All we know is that guidance somehow made it to the Inspector General, but never made it to the whistleblower's legal team. How does that happen? How do you complete the bureaucratic process enough to brief your own Inspector General, but claim you can't provide basic instructions to the person who filed the complaint? You can't. Not honestly, at least. What you can do is use that gap to buy time. That is them exploiting a broken process to protect the powerful while silencing the people that try to hold them accountable. And the thing is, clear as day, this is how authoritarian systems operate, through process concerns, weaponized against the people trying to expose the wrongdoing. You file the complaint through proper channels, you follow every rule, you hire lawyers, and then you watch as the system you trusted to protect whistleblowers becomes the mechanism used to silence you. They have stalled for 8 months on providing basic security guidance. It's intentional. It's a deliberate choice to protect Tulsi Gabbard by making sure that whatever this whistleblower knows stays buried. And every day this continues, the message gets clearer. Because whenever you follow every rule, even if you go through the proper channels, the system still finds a way to protect its own. Look guys, if you want to support this work, like, subscribe, and share the video. The only way that we break through the noise is by building our own platforms, our own networks, and our own systems of accountability. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Bala. I'll see you in the next one.